So, are you ghosting payments from the universe? Welcome to Tools to Manifest Your Dream Life with myself, Glenyce. Thank you so much for being here. I am so incredibly grateful for each and every one of you. For any of you that don't know, you can actually listen to this on your favorite podcast player or watch it on YouTube. Sometimes I put them on Facebook. There's lots of different ways to access my weekly podcast. And also the best way is to be on my newsletter list. So I've got a link above or below where you can sign up. If you don't see a link, reach out and I'll get it for you. So are you guilty of ghosting the payments that the universe is trying to gift you? This is a fun spin on really looking at, are you willing to receive the money that you're asking for? I know, right? And this is something that a lot of times we don't even necessarily recognize we're doing. Like we might receive a lump sum of money and then within a couple days or a week, we also receive a big bill. So the money came in, but it's going to go out right away. And so we can often go, well, that's just what happened. And what if our nervous system, yes, you've been hearing me talk about this a lot. What if our nervous system doesn't feel safe with that amount of money, with a certain amount of money? And that could be $1, that could be $100, $1 million. It's going to be different for each one of us, and it's going to be different at different times. So in my business years ago, I used to bring in a lot of cash each month. And looking at that, I could say, well, obviously my nervous system is wired for that. My nervous system received it like that then. So of course I can receive that now. And yet what was attached to that was, I have to work really hard. I have to be exhausted. I have to always be working. I can't take time off. Like all of the stories that went with that. And so at this point, this many years later, my nervous system is still, although I'm working with it daily, still in that if more money comes in, this is what happens in terms of working hard and no other time. And so a few years ago, when hubby and I started this lifestyle of traveling the world, pet and house sitting, it was like this energy of I can't have both because I'm pet and house sitting. So I want to take time to explore the beautiful places that we're in. Right now we're in Bromley, which is Kent. We're about an hour from central London on the train. It's an amazing area. And we walk the dogs every day, twice a day. So there is a lot of time that I would have in the past put into my business. I would have needed to work. I'd be, hubby, you have to walk them on your own. I need to work. And so as we started pet and house sitting, and I really enjoyed not working all the time. Yeah. Then it was one or the other. You can either have that sort of income each month, or you can have space in your day. Except what if it doesn't have to be one or the other? What if I can retrain my nervous system to really recognize that we can choose to receive whatever it is we'd like to receive, but we don't have to have those other energies attached to it. So I could still bring in a lot of money each month without having to work hard, without having to give up my time for travel and checking things out. We went to a comedian show the other night. And then on Saturday, we're going to go see a play at the same theater, Churchill Theater here in Bromley. It's amazing. There's just lots of things to do and to see and pets to snuggle and love. And I just have to talk about greyhound dogs for a moment. I was a little leery when we took this sit, but it just felt really good to take it. They are gentle giants. This is what they are. They are amazing. And they sleep. The pet parent said 18 hours a day. I'm guessing close to 22 hours a day. It's amazing. Anyway, I could go on, but I'll stop because that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about our nervous system and the willingness to receive more, the willingness to have it be safe to receive more. And so you might question, like, what's wrong with you that there was a situation or a possibility for more cash or money or wealth, and you blew it, you shut it down, you stopped it. What if that's your nervous system saying, oh, it's not safe. It's not safe to do that. So it's about rewiring our nervous systems so it is safe, so that we can receive what we're asking for, because it's not true that it's not safe. It's just that we've either experienced it or picked it up or really bought somebody else's idea about it or whatever it is. And so it is truly a rewiring of our nervous system, which brings me to the invitation in this podcast, which is to a call I've got coming up called Rewiring Your Wealth Ceiling. So if you bring in a certain amount each month, whether that's again $1 or 10,000 or 10 million, and you would like to change it, but you haven't yet, very likely you're required to rewire your nervous system to receive more. And that's what that whole call will be about. You will receive, of course, the live call, the recordings of the call, and the energetic exercise, all to assist you to rewire your wealth ceiling. That information, again, a link is above or below. If you're listening via podcast, it's show notes. You can reach out on any platform to ask me for the link. So this week I want you to start paying attention to where you're ghosting the universe's payments. And that can, again, show up in so many ways. The one way that I would say is the easiest for us to start paying attention to is when people compliment us. Do we say thank you? Do you? Or do you explain why it is whatever they've complimented you on, such as, that's a really nice dress you're wearing. Oh, this old thing? Oh gosh, I've had it forever. Or something like that. Really start paying attention to that. And this is a muscle that I had to build, which was very uncomfortable. And I just started forcing myself to say thank you. I would say nothing else. I would just say thank you. And now at this point, I'm so much more comfortable with it. And I will often add, thank you, that's very kind of you. Because that's actually the energy of what it is. They're being very kind with their compliment. I've talked about this before, but it's kind of a funny example. This was early on into hubby and I's pet and house sitting. And we were getting a walkthrough with the pet parents for this particular sit. And they said to us that they always left a grocery card, like a gift card, for their pet sitters. And which grocery store did we want to have this card to? Both hubby and I are like, oh no, you don't need to leave us. Oh no. And we were both like so adamant, and it was so uncomfortable on so many levels. The most discomfort was their place where they were, because they're gifting and we were putting up the biggest boulders ever, the biggest bound, like no way. And that was even more uncomfortable than us receiving it, was being aware of that. It was just, it's hard to put into words, but it was so uncomfortable. And they're like, oh, okay. Like, okay. But you could tell it wasn't okay. Anyway, after that, when hubby and I were driving away that day, I said to him, we have to start saying thank you. If whatever they want to gift us, I mean, unless it's like, I don't know, something we don't want or something like that, like truly something we don't want. Of course, we'd like a grocery gift card. Good grief. We have to start just saying thank you. And he's like, okay, yeah, I get it. So I was like, okay. And that was, we started in, I think it was June of 2023. That was January of 2024. And I am very proud to say that we have done such great jobs of saying thank you and truly receiving. And at this point, we are truly receiving. I don't have to push myself to say thank you. One of the things that many pet parents will say to us is, please use anything in the cupboards, in the fridge, in the pantry, in the freezer. And so that's when I'll say, well, thank you, that's very kind. We may or may not. And thank you, that's very kind, because that is very kind. That's very generous of a pet parent to give us free reign of their groceries. And one of the things that a lot of people don't realize, if you're not the pet sitter, is that if I want to make something, so one of hubby and I's favorite meals is a hamburger and sweet and sour sauce, but a homemade sweet and sour sauce. I've got a recipe that is just delicious. But us going out and buying all of the ingredients for that, we're never going to do that in a 3-week stay or a month stay. We might in a 5-month stay, but we've only done one of those. So for the most part, we don't ever have that. But here in particular at this sit, They had 90% of the ingredients. So we had it last night. And that is just one of the little joys in our life, is having the ingredients to do that and not having to go out and buy a bunch and then potentially have them be wasted. These are just things that as pet sitters, it's just a joy. And so learning to receive compliments, learning to receive when people would like to gift you, this is a huge kindness that you can do for yourself. And it's also a form of the universe paying you. And the more you're willing to receive compliments and generosity and kindness, the easier it is then for cash and money and wealth for you to receive those also. So this week, what I want you to do is start paying attention to where you're not receiving the payments from the universe. And you don't have to force yourself in that moment, because again, we've got rewiring to do, but to recognize that you could make a different choice in that moment. And so like hubby and I chose, okay, from now on, we just say thank you, even though it's hard. So find a way, find something that you need to put in place. So there is that energy of like, okay, next time I'm going to choose this, or next time I am going to possibly choose this. Again, you don't have to force yourself, but see if you can get comfortable. See if you can find a way with that. And if this really is big in your world, I invite you to come to the Rewiring Your Wealth Ceiling call, because although we'll be talking about wealth and money and cash, receiving is receiving. So whether you're not receiving a compliment or you're not receiving cash, I mean, it's all the same energy. So when we are receiving, it just changes everything. And of course, you can always be asking, universe, show me how much more I can receive today. Universe, surprise and delight me with my ability to receive even more today. Just start asking, paying attention, and receiving. Yes, so that you're no longer ghosting the universe when it's attempting to pay you. Have a great week, sweet friends. I look forward to chatting again next week.